everyone, it's Adrienne Graham from Empower Me Corporation, and I am here for my very first Ask Adrienne segment. Now, as you might know, every week on Mondays at noon, I post on my website a video of two questions from viewers who ask me their pressing business question, and I give them general answer to the best of my abilities to help them solve their problem. Well, this week we have two questions that I am very proud to debut. The first one comes from Kevin in Appleton. He says, I'm the owner of a successful, fast-growing business. I'm in networking and partnering phase of my business, which means I need to find strategic partners to help me grow my business. The problem is every time I look for a networking group in my area, I can't seem to find one that isn't focused exclusively on women. I think women have the right to their own network, so I'm not a chauvinist. But what about us guys? Also, many of the local small businesses are content with remaining small. My business has the potential to reach enterprise level if I can find the right people to network with. I want to remain local, but how can I when it seems I've already outgrown everyone? Help! With an exclamation mark. Well, Kevin, I'm going to help you with that question. The first thing I would say is it may be a perception that there's only women's, only focus groups there. So I'm going to just give you the benefit of the doubt and say maybe you haven't looked hard enough, or maybe you haven't come across any groups that aren't exclusively for women. But if they are, so what? Why can't you network with women? If they're in your industry and they're in the same kind of business, or if they're potentially your clients, I think networking with women's groups is a good move, a strategic move to make some allies. So what I would do is, instead of focusing on the groups being solely focused on women, focus on the key women that you can talk with, the key business owners that you can get in touch with that will help you understand the marketplace and to help you grow your network, because, the world is made of men and women. So, take advantage of it. The second part of your question was about small businesses in your area and outgrowing them. Now, I'm not familiar with Appleton, although I have recruited from the area, but I would venture to say maybe it's time for you to reach outside of Appleton. I understand the need and the desire to want to stay local, but sometimes you have to move out beyond your comfort zone and find people in the next neighboring metropolitan city. Check out online groups, check out focus groups, check out networks and groups and organizations within your trade, and start making some strategic alliances that way. Talk to some of the other small business owners. You can't make the assumption that they're not headed in the same direction that you are because they're local and they want to remain small. You don't know what their long-term strategy is. So talk with them. Sit down and have conversations. Get to know them one-on-one. And you know what? You never know who knows who. So you might find an ally that can connect you with someone on a bigger scale. So don't be so quick to discount women's only groups or people in your local area. And I know what it's like, trust me, Kevin, when you get in a position where your business is so much bigger than you, and you have this grand vision of the future that it seems like everyone around you is playing on a smaller scale. That's okay. You don't have to dim that light. You can be as big as you want to be. I'm just saying, be strategic about it. Find the women and the men that are in your area, align with them, and get to know them. And that's how networks are built. You get to know people and you get referrals. So I hope that answers your question. So we're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2 comes from Jenny in Fort Worth. Hey, Texas fan. Okay. Hi, Adrienne. I have a successful consulting firm, and I have been in business for 10 years. I love what I do and have been blessed with some pretty wonderful clients, even in the early years. I have one client from whom I get a good chunk of my revenue from. Oh. The problem is she expects me to be on call whenever she needs me. I've been clear about my office hours and boundaries, but I think she feels that since she pays me so much, my rules don't apply to her. How do I get her to respect my boundaries and not lose her as a client? Okay. First thing I would say is you set the tone for your relationship, Jenny. Whenever you have a client who feels they own you or you're obligated to be at their beck and call, there's some serious miscommunication going on there. First, you need to sit her down and explain to her that you have a growing enterprise and that you do have other clients. The second thing is ask her what is it that makes her feel that she needs to talk with you 24 hours a day or on call. If she's a business owner, I'm going to assume that she has business hours as well. So what I would do is switch it to her and put it back to her and how she deals with her clients, because I'm pretty sure she's not at her clients' beck and call 24 hours a day. So the next thing I would say is sit down with all of your clients and be very clear in the front, up front, what your boundaries are. You have to teach people how to do business with you, because if they don't understand how you work and how you function, it's going to be a free for all, and they're going to think that they can call you anytime, day or night. I see a lot of people who have home-based businesses go through this same kind of problem, where they feel that their clients feel that because they are home anyway and because they work from home, they'll be able to answer the phone anyway. It's just in the next room. So they can call them 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, or leave a message at 3 in the morning and expect them to be on 24/7. You establish the tone with your clients. You establish your work habits and your priorities and your processes. I would even go so far as make a written policy and give that to each one of your clients, because you have to set your deadlines. You have to set your boundaries. If you close at 6 p.m., you close at 6 p.m. and you make sure that they know that you will, respond to email as soon as you get it the next morning, or, have an emergency staff. There are some people who have on-call customer service reps that will take their calls 24/7, and they're in different parts of the world. If that's an option that you want to explore, I would suggest doing that, so that way she at least feels like she has access to the help when she needs it, and provide some, I guess, troubleshooting scripts or some kind of template for your call center to handle customer calls. Now, if it's just this one client, and this is most of your revenue, I would say, first of all, you need to figure out how you can come up with some more revenue. Never let any one client be the bulk of your revenue stream, because if that client decides to walk or that relationship ends, you're in trouble and you're left scrambling. So get that situation taken care of, and make sure she is not the only client that you have the majority of your revenue coming from. But sit her down. If it comes to the point where you need to dismiss her as a client, then you have to just bite the bullet and dismiss her as a client. So I hope that's been helpful to you. If you guys have any questions, send me an email at info@empowerme.org, and make sure you put Ask Adrienne in the subject line, and I could probably answer your question on here on the video. If you want to tweet me at Talent Diva on Twitter, use hashtag #RealTalk or Ask Adrienne, and I can answer your question. But keep in mind that questions have to be general and business related. I cannot answer you privately. So make sure you tune in next week to see our next 2 viewer questions, and in the meantime, start thinking about what you want to ask me. I'm here to answer your questions. Check out my website at empowerme.org and see all of the wonderful things that we have going on, and learn more about the company and the brand and what we can do for you. Also, feel free to pick up the phone, 866-810-2525, or again, email info@empowerme.org. What's your pressing business question? Have a great day. Bye.